You've probably worked with somebody who seems more senior than you, even though they're not more experienced. And if you're honest, part of you wonders what they're doing differently. Because it's usually not confidence, and it's not personality either. So what is it? And this is where a lot of people get frustrated, because they're working hard, but they're not the ones being trusted. Some people at work feel more senior before they officially are. You notice it quietly and quickly. Why? Because they're not louder than you, they're not more confident than you, and they're definitely not trying harder than you. But somehow, people trust them with more. They seem steadier, they seem more grounded, more reliable and when something serious is happening. And that matters. Because a lot of people assume that seeming senior comes from confidence or personality, or they just have it. Usually it doesn't. So what you're reacting to is not their title, is how much weight they are carrying, the weight they carry. And that is a real shift. Because at work, seniority, it is not a title, it's also a feeling. It's a feeling that this person can handle something, that they can be trusted with responsibility, that they don't need everything explained to them 6 times before they can move, that they look at people and they see what people are responding to. You've probably seen this before. 2 people, let's say 2 people at the same level on paper, but one of them already feels more substantial. And why? Because they do a few things differently. So I would say, for example, number 1, they don't just complete tasks. No, they understand what matters around that task. They don't just follow instructions. They do the interpretation of the situation. 5, they don't just stay busy. And 6, they help create clarity. And this is where the feeling of seniority begins. No, not in title, not in a job description itself that leads to a title, but in the judgment, in the steadiness, in how other people experience you when something is important happening. And people who seem senior early tend to make others feel more confident, not more uncertain. And that is a big distinction, a big difference. Because some people work hard and mean well, but still create friction around them. You have to chase them, clarify things again, double check what they've understood, prepare yourself slightly before involving them. That doesn't mean they're bad, but what it does mean, they don't yet carry much weight. And that weight matters because some people contribute and some people carry weight. The difference is this. People who carry weight don't make work heavier for everybody else. They make it more stable. And this is also why some people stay stuck for years. Why do they get stuck? They're doing more work, but they're not carrying more weight. And there is a type of person who you can see early on starts being trusted with more. And not because they know everything, but because they know how to think. 3 examples. When something is unclear, they don't freeze. Number 2, when priorities shift, they don't fall apart. And that's really important. And when something goes wrong, they don't make it about themselves. And that is crucial. They stay within the situation. They ask, 1, what actually matters here? 2, what is needed now? 3, what is the risk? 4, what is the responsible move? And that's the kind of thinking that starts making someone feel more senior. And this is also why some people seem professionally mature quite quickly. And you wonder, why? Not because they're pretending to be older, not because they learned to speak in polished corporate phrases or ways, but because they can hold their own when things are not neat or obvious. Because work becomes more senior the moment things are not simple, gets complex. And then that's when you've got 1, when there's ambiguity. 2, you've got pressure. 3, conflicting priorities. And 4, incomplete information. And that's when people start noticing who can actually carry the weight. Another thing that makes someone seem senior is proportion. So what does that mean? And this is underrated. So people who feel more senior react in proportion to what's actually happening. So 1, they don't make every issue feel enormous. 2, they don't treat every awkward conversation like it's a constitution. I can't say it. Sorry. Constitution. You know what I want to say? Constitution. I can't say it again. Constitutional crisis. Constitutional crisis. Oh, the word came out of that last. Sorry about that one. I will not cut it. I'll leave it there. And 3, they don't create weather system around every inconvenience. And that kind of steadiness goes a long, long, long way. Like, long way. I can't stress this one enough. Because people that trust those who can keep perspective. I'll say that again. So people trust those who can keep perspective. Who can tell the difference between what's important and what is just noise. What's urgent and what's just visible. What's awkward and what's actually serious. And that kind of professional proportion makes people feel safer around your judgment. And safety matters at work more than most people realize. People trust the people who make things feel clearer, calmer, and more manageable. That's also why some quieter people are taken very seriously. They're not performing seniority, they're reducing friction. And that reads as maturity faster than confidence does. But I want to stress one more thing. Seeming senior is not about pretending. It's not about acting above your level. It's not about becoming stiff, formal, or just performing. And it's definitely not about speaking like every sentence should be framed and hung in reception. It's about becoming more solid, more readable, reliable, more grounded, more trustworthy in motion as things happen. Because in work, everything has emotion. It's steadiness. One thing after the other. Nothing is stagnant. So if you want to see more senior before the title catches up, stop asking, how do I look more impressive? And start asking these questions. For example, I will give you about 5 questions that you can ask yourself. 1, do people trust me with weight? 2, do I make things clear or more complicated? 3, ask yourself, do people relax when I'm involved or prepare themselves? 4, do I respond in proportion or react emotionally? And 5, do I work and make work easier to build around? Because those questions make a difference. Be honest about them and answer honestly to yourself. Be honest to yourself. That's also crucial. And that's how it's going to start changing how people see you. And when enough people start experiencing you that way, your professional identity will shift. Quietly at first, but it will be up and up and up. And then unmistakably. There will be no mistake whatsoever. So, do you recognize yourself in this? And do you want to become someone that people trust, rely on, and take seriously at work? That's exactly what we build inside the mentorship. You'll find the link below.